Recorded at 2024's GCSAA Conference and Trade Show in Phoenix, Arizona. Here's your host, SiteOne Golf Associate Max McGee.
Jim, thanks for coming by.
Max, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Excited.
You mind introducing yourself?
I can. My name is Jim Colo. I'm the golf course superintendent at Naples National Golf Club in Naples, Florida. Been there about 12 years now.
Fantastic. And where'd you get your start in the golf industry?
Yep. So I graduated college with a business degree. So in 93, left college and started working at the local resort where all the buddies were working, and did that for a summer, and took the winter off, but then moved to West Palm Beach in 1994. I had a bunch of guys living down there from college, and they said, come on down. And so we started working at Old Marsh Golf Club for Steve Airbar back then, 94. And I did that for a year and a half. And he said, hey, go to school if you want to be in the business. So I attended Rutgers University, did 2 years there. And that's where it started. And then I did a stint intern out at Castle Pines Golf Club in Castle Rock, Colorado.
Did you return to Old Marsh?
I did back in 97 as the second assistant. I did that as a year, moved up to first assistant. I did that for another probably 3 years. And then I got my first superintendent's job at the Moorings Club in Vero Beach.
Gotcha.
So I was away for 9 months. And then Steve left, went to Lost Tree. He called me back up, and I went back and was a superintendent from 2001 to 2008.
Fantastic. And now you find yourself in Naples. You enjoy it?
Yeah, love it. Naples is great. We were in Arkansas for 4 years at the Alotian Club, superintendent there, and then came back in 2012 to Naples National. So it's been great. Naples National is, I got the best job in the country.
It's a great place to go and visit, and to see the product that you guys can produce is second to none. So, but yeah, so can you maybe expand upon some of the challenges you might face on a day-to-day on your golf course in terms of the work that you guys do?
Yep. I think that the challenge I think most superintendents is how do we do it better? Today is pretty good. Well, tomorrow better be better. We don't want a flat line. We want that constant, steady moving up, and we always got to figure that out. So I think if you stay the course, it's good enough. Well, you're going to fall behind the next guy. So we try and find out ways to make things better, more efficient, improve on how do we make bunkers firmer? How do we make greens firmer? How do we utilize our water better? How do we utilize our spray packages or our fertilizer applications?
Constant improvement.
Constant, never-ending improvement.
That kind of goes along with customer expectation. Customer being the golfer.
That's correct. So our customers, and I think every other customer, whether members or public player, their expectations are always high. Naples National's no different. Going in there, expectations I knew were high. I've been fortunate to be at 3-4 clubs where expectations are always high. So that is a known, and our job is to live up to them and exceed them.
Exceed them on a daily basis.
Yeah, I think we've done a pretty good job of that, but we always want to figure out how to.
That daily consistency of perfection is a good way to kind of summarize what you guys have to do day in, day out. And it's great to be able to witness and be able to kind of be a partner in that with you guys.
Yep.
And we're fortunate to be able to do that with you. Other things to kind of discuss and kind of go along with how you achieve that success is how you accomplish, current industry trends that you and your peers have to deal with, whether that's labor issues or shortages, maybe a water restriction, local ordinances, this and that. Is there any overreaching industry trend that you kind of also have to deal with that on a daily basis at your facility?
Yeah, I think the one that we've been isolated to is the trend of the lack of assistance that have been out there. 15 years ago, you look on TurfNet and you see 150 resumes. Today, you look on there and you see 5.
Wow.
And of the 5, Are they all qualified for Naples National? Maybe not. But the selection is very, very few.
Agreed.
So I think that's the biggest trend for us, is trying to find a qualified assistant to come down and help us out.
Do you think this has to do with, maybe schools not turning out as many graduates as they used to back, when we were in school?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the issue there is, Max. I think 20 years ago when I was the assistant, we worked from sun up to sundown. We didn't think twice about it. Today that's a different mentality. They want to get there early, but they want to get out early. Yeah, again, that's not every club,
Right.
And that's not every super assistant. So
Sure.
I'm not blanketing all the assistants out there, but it's just changed. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I think that's what I've heard, what I've seen. As long as you produce the time that you're there, and the member satisfaction is still on the up and up. Okay, you do 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Yep.
So that's what we're seeing here lately.
And we grew up with this industry because we wanted to get into it for the grass growing reasons. We liked being outside.
Mm-hmm.
It was an opportunity for us to showcase our skill set of doing that and not be held back to a desk, and be able to, show what we can do and use our green thumbs to make turf the best it can be. And you wonder if that desire is continuing with maybe the next generation of folks coming down the line.
Yeah.
So
I think you can pull it out of the guys that are coming out of school or trying to increase their level of club that they're at. But some guys want to be at a private, some guys want to be at a public.
Yeah.
To each his own. But wherever you're at, do the best you can and make things happen.
Back to your course. Any recent renovations, or do you have any projects coming up that you want to talk about or expand upon?
Yep. Well, annually, we have concrete car paths out there, so we've been every year pulling out a couple thousand feet and putting scrub material down. That's one small item.
Oh, so you're consistently trying to reduce concrete
Yep.
and replace with scrub.
Correct. So get the hardscape out of there, and it's all chipped up. 30 years of driving over it. It's not looking good. A few years ago, we put a brand new irrigation system in. 2020, a new pump station, MCI and Toro irrigation. Fantastic. It was long overdue. Certainly makes our job more efficient. We had 2-row irrigation. Now we have 3. Somewhere is 4. So I think the consistency of the turf is a lot better. So that was a major project. And hopefully in the next couple of years we look at some regrassing.
It's proven it's worth.
It's proven.
Yeah.
Sure do.
You get that double coverage, or in some cases triple coverage, of the heads thrown back to each other, and superintendents appreciate that.
Yep, that's right. We're constantly leveling T-tops.
Yeah. You guys do a lot of work in-house with your crew.
We do almost everything in-house. Verticutting, aerifying, top dressing, everything's done.
Bunker face renovations, you guys do it yourself?
Yep, the sod walls, do that also. We're closed 4.5 months, which is fortunate. And, we'll bring a contractor in to do some work with us.
You got a lot of people on your crew that take pride in doing those projects.
Yep.
And I noticed that, and that's something to be proud of, and it's cool to watch and see.
It's a talent. And the more and more you do it, pretty good at it.
It's a trade, and these guys are proud of it and can show it off, and you give them the tools to do that job. It's neat to witness.
Sure.
Yeah. In the golf course industry, as we kind of talked about, it's a niche profession.
Mm-hmm.
You tell somebody you're a golf course professional, or excuse me, a golf course manager, superintendent. Usually the look you get from somebody is a blank look, and like, what does that mean? What do you do on a daily basis? Along with that, are there some common misconceptions that you think the public might have about the golf course superintendent that you may want to dispel or speak to?
Well, you always hear water usage.
Yeah.
Where does the water go? Who's polluting the water? And certainly golf courses are in that conversation. But when you really look at it as a whole, there's a lot of water coming from a lot of different sources, going to a lot of different point source, whether it be homeowner irrigation, commercial irrigation, septic systems. Also put, there's a lot of variables for that everybody just needs to kind of look at.
Be aware of.
Pointing fingers, be aware of. And we're certainly out there hopefully conserving water as best as we can. We need to not just throw it 10 minutes each station. We hone it in, and it might be 2 minutes right there. It might be 10 minutes for the full circle. And but you have to manage that daily and not just set it and forget it on irrigation.
For the future of the golf course superintendent, say in the next 10 years, what do you see changing in terms of how you go to work each day? Is there equipment that you see coming down the pipeline, whether it be robotic mowers, more software-based application software that could help you time fungicide apps, insecticide apps? What do you see? Is there anything that sticks out to you in the next 10 years that you think is going to play an integral part in how you manage your course?
Well, I think there's a couple of things that are already in the works. The electric mode, it's already there. And I think there are more and more clubs are going to go to it, more full scale. To what degree, Max, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's still new.
We have the hybrids. We have the diesel engine with the electric motors. Work great. Will we go all electric in the future? I don't know. Right now, that's where we're at. So 10 years from now, I don't know if I could tell you. That's where it's going to go. Drone use, infrared use. We see a lot of that coming out. How do you apply it? How will it work on your golf course? You get the drone looking down, but you're on the golf course itself. So you kind of, if you know your golf course, you shouldn't. Technology could help, but I think when you're on it every day, you're traveling it every day, and you're making decisions.
There's no replacement for hands-on.
No.
Feeling turf.
No.
Walking the greens.
No. You got moisture meters that you can set inside the green. We're walking on the green. We have a moisture meter in our hand, and
no replacing a true soil probe.
True. You got the science, but then there's also the art.
Yes.
And, the more and more you do it, we're artists on how we take care of things.
That's definitely accurate. How about purchasing trends from a superintendent when they go to market to purchase, whether it's consumables like fungicide, insecticide, control products, fertilizers, online buying capability? Do you view that as a positive?
I don't think it's a negative.
Okay.
I think I speak just personally. I like calling Max McGee.
Gotcha.
I like calling Holden Jones.
Yes.
I like calling the guys at the store, and it's the personal
interaction.
Yeah. Certainly on the fly. Guys are more techie. They like to just hit a button and it's going to be there next day. It's probably great, but for me personally, I'm calling Max McGee or Holden before I'm picking up the phone or the iPad and pressing a couple buttons. Right, wrong, and different.
Yeah.
That's just what I like to do.
A lot of people have their personal preference.
Yep.
And our job is to be ready to adapt to all of those.
The tools are there. Some people like them. Some people just prefer the personal interaction.
I hear you. Last question. What's the craziest thing you've seen in your career on the golf course? Whether that's a player, an employee, wildlife.
What's craziest? You see a lot over. Been doing this 30 some years.
Something that sticks out.
Well, when we worked at Alotian, you had ice storms.
Yeah.
Which, driving around that Alotian on concrete paths was not easy, not fun,
not smart.
Driving in and out of work, you just had to be on guard.
Yeah.
Then you got the rains and the heat, and so the weather up there was just up and down. You had it all. down in South Florida, we have plenty of hurricanes that we've dealt with over the years.
Wildfires.
Wildfires, yeah, to some extent. Probably Irma in 2017, I think it was. So we had, at the end, maybe 1,600 trees we ended up taking out. Initially, it might have been 1,200. But then the beetle set in on the weaker trees. So over the next
pine bark
3
beetle.
years, we started removing those. And it took us 5 weeks to put it back together.
Yeah.
But we had probably 10 or 11 contractors in all helping us out, making it happen. And we were able to open it up after that. But Hurricane Irma was probably the biggest
That's the
crazy deal we had
Yeah.
to take on.
that resets your train of thought there in terms of how you have to manage sometimes.
Yeah, but it prepares you for Ian, which came not long, about a year and a half ago, I think.
Yep.
And so you're definitely prepared. You kind of knew what was coming, knew what to expect. So when you get in that situation, there's no questions, there's no what ifs, you know who to call. And those calls are made 2 weeks prior because you know there's a chance, hey, let's set this up. Bring your machine in here just in case I get a tree that fell down. You can put it back up. So be more proactive in those situations.
Fortunately or unfortunately, you learn from it.
You do. Yep. Learning opportunities.
Hey, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's right.
Well, Jim, thanks for taking time
Awesome.
to hang with us here. And
Yep.
hope you enjoy the rest of the show. And forward to talk with you later on.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Max. Appreciate you having me.
Anytime.
Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to Confessions of the Craft. Ensure you never miss an episode by subscribing to the podcast so you can be the first to hear new episodes and discover previous ones. Follow Site One on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn for the latest trends and industry updates.